Morning, good morning, flat earthners, good morning, everyone, good morning, leaders in the house. Welcome to CIG Sunday Night Live. This edition promises to be a great one. Thank you for joining in, and we really appreciate your coming in. Can assure you that you are in for a great night. Can assure you that. Co-anchoring with me tonight will be Coach Marvel Sajere.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good to see you.
Good morning. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.
So our topic tonight says from grace to grace. Usually we'll be hearing grace to grace, but tonight we want to go in another direction of grace to grace, the Bob Esidje story. But to kickstart tonight will be our chief servants of CIG, person of three-star director Ima Eduro, the author of the book Made in Worry, and the Emmanuel Eduro Foundation founder. Join me to welcome our 3SD, Ima Eduro.
Good morning, everybody.
Yeah,
good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are calling in on this Zoom call. I welcome you all to today's edition of our CIG Sunday Night Live. And also, we are featuring somebody that I respect so much, somebody that is that has demonstrated that anybody can make it if only you want as a choice. I want to use this medium to remind each and every person that is present in this call. Why we are doing this is not because we don't know what to do, but it is the right thing to do. I hear people say they struggle. Every day I get different messages on my DM and Instagram that, oh, I've been struggling. You are not struggling. You have refused to do the right thing. What we are doing is the only antidote to counter dormancy in this business and lack of progress. It is only constant knowledge that can actually take you out and you will be celebrated. As I say every day, there is enough for everybody's need in this platform. If you are on this call, please do well to go back to your chat room, send a reminder to everyone out there, let them know that our meeting has commenced. You see, the beauty of listening to different speakers will actually give you that advantage that you need to be a champion. Every Sunday I listen to speakers here, I add great value to my knowledge base. I have learned so much from different people, and I am still learning. I am paying to learn. I'm learning for free. And also, I am doing everything possible to impact the knowledge that I am learning. I want to enjoin everybody that is here that it is not just learning, but practicing. Let us practice what we hear. When you listen to any speaker, write down the nuggets, write down the words of wisdom. You need those things to help you in the journey. The journey we are traveling is a very long journey. It's a journey that you have to be equipped 100%. Because if you are not equipped, when you meet challenge, when you meet potholes, you may not be able to cross over easily. Once again, I enjoin everyone that is out here. Take your time, relax, listen attentively, take down notes, and also do your best in promoting the business.
you so much, 3SD, for those nuggets you gave us in few minutes. And for those that are just joining in, we welcome you. And I can see the likes of the Port Harcourt guys here. Thank you for joining in with us. So I'm going to introduce our guest by reading his profile.
Esidje-Grace Bob is an ex-banker who resigned voluntarily some years ago to focus full-time on his network marketing business. In April 2019, he started driving his long-reach business after rejecting the business on several occasions. Currently a Diamond 7 leader and a senior stockist with Long Reach Bell Science International, Bob is highly respected for his charisma and enthusiasm on the platform, whereby giving him prominence and friendship with partners in just a few years. He is a multiple car and trip awardee alongside his wife, and were able to get to the tune of 50 million naira in 2021 car promo. Mr. Esidje is happily married to amiable Lauren and blessed with 4 lovely children. Ladies and gentlemen, with massive applause, let's make welcome Mr. Esidje-Grace Bob.
You're welcome, boss. It's good to have you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm glad I'm here. No matter what I told myself, I must be here no matter what.
That's just it. You know, it's just so humble enough that we know the caliber of whom some of these leaders are, but they tend to keep low profiles. Because your profile is so short, I didn't want to press in further to say, boss, this one is, but I just, okay, let's just leave it that way. Thank you so much for joining in with us. Now, people have heard your profile now. Now, can we get to know more about you? Just tell us, and what actually propelled your interest in joining Long Reach?
What propelled my interest? I wish 3SD was here. Honestly speaking, I remember in 2019 when I attended a seminar that incidentally SD3 Maiduru was actually he was flying in from Lagos that day. That event was to start, I think, by 2 o'clock, but eventually started by 4, and I got there, myself and my wife, we got there by around 12 noon. So we waited till 4 o'clock that day. I can't forget. And so what I tell people is that once your mind is made up to know something, no excuse prevents you from achieving your goals. So we got to that venue and we sat down there, and after I had listened to 3SD Maiduru, I was completely blown away. And I told myself, I must get involved with Long Reach. I must get involved with Long Reach. And so that was, in fact, the reason why I joined Long Reach was after that seminar. Actually going there, my wife was the one who pushed me and said that we should go and attend the seminar, and I got to the venue a day before. And they told me that it was not holding that day. So I had to come the following day, and that was when the seminar was done. So what propelled me to join Long Reach was really after that seminar attended with 3SD Maiduru in April 2019 in Benin City. I saw him, I saw his testimonies, I saw his success stories, and I told myself, I must do this business. So that was it. His story, actually was the one that propelled me to get involved. And then I saw my friend, my very good friend, Esidje-Grace, he's somebody that, in fact, the year before, he had some challenges, that he was passing through, and he borrowed some money from me. And then I saw somebody that borrowed money from me now doing so well in a business platform. I said, no, there must be something about this platform that is good. I need to take a closer look. So Esidje-Grace was one of those people too who propelled me to say, no, I want to do this business. So 3 years in my drew, 2 Esidje-Grace pushed me up to do this thing.
Wow. Thank you so much, sir. Now, you are a former banker. And
Yes.
in banking sector in Nigeria, it is considered one of the most paid industry. So why did you leave a mouth-watering job to do network marketing, and particularly on Long Reach?
Okay, funny enough, it wasn't then when I was working in the bank, it wasn't even Long Reach. There was another company that I was, that was my first network marketing company. So I was doing it while I was working in the bank. And my reason for doing it then was I wanted another source of income. I wanted another stream of income. All right. And, I just felt that a friend introduced me then. And I said, okay, let me just try it and see how it goes. But eventually it was able to pay. Okay, what I was making then was way more than my bank salary. In fact, what made me resign was there was 2 months I earned my 9-month bank salary in 2 months part-time. So that was why I quit the bank. I said, look, I don't need this job. I mean, you earn your bank salary 9 times in 2 months. What do you want to go to work again for the next 9 months? So I said, look, I understand this thing. I want to go full-time into this. And so that was why I quit, And I was with that company for some time, before, Long Reach came into the picture. Is then I realized that Long Reach, sometimes there are some places where you are involved in, for some of us who are listening to me, who have been involved, in 1 or 2 other companies before. There are places where you walk like an elephant and chop like an ant. That was my case. When you walk like an elephant and chop like an ant, and then you come into a company whereby, you are seeing that your effort is being, you are being rewarded for your efforts, for your actual efforts, even over rewarded for your efforts. So you are happy. so that's it. That's it. So
to some, it could be
the reason I decided to leave the bank, and I was not interested because, honestly speaking, when what you are earning makes a mockery of your salary, every month, I mean, what do you want to do? So that was it. I just felt it was not, I could do better, as a network marketer than as a banker. So I left. And I remember when I wanted to resign, I typed my resignation letter and I was sending it to the human capital department, in the head office. And I remember some of my colleagues held my hand. I said, Mr. Bob, no, you need to reconsider. Before they even said anything, I pressed send in the email so that still I hit the head office. And within 30 minutes or thereabout, they disabled my login application and I was free.
the user does not exist. It all depends on the vision. Yeah. You see, this is calling on all the persons, all the partners on this call. It's not that your job is not good enough or doesn't make sense and all that, but it all depends on the thirst you have. It all depends on the hunger you have. It all depends on the drive that you want to give. And if you want to make, do more, just like he said now, because I remember someone was, as a pastor, he was preaching, and I was under his seminar then, like 10 years ago. And he said he went to teach some set of people, and they've been kind of, they've seen how he grew in business and all that. So he wanted to lecture them in that area. And he didn't charge them. So by the time he was giving honorarium for that, maybe 2 or 3 days, something, he said he started weeping. And the person, the guests were like, is it too small? What happened? And I said, he said when he took that honorarium and the gratitude that was given to his father after dying in the Civil War in Nigeria, after 30 years of service, that honorarium of that one night covered the 30 years.
Mm.
So it's so massive that it looks too good to be true at times. This is someone that in 2 weeks or in 2 months, what covered for 9 months. So that gives the vigor to go into that industry for better living. Thank you so much, boss.
Yeah.
Over to you, Coach Marvel.
Hi, it's good to have you, Mr. Bob.
Oh, nice
It's good to
seeing you
see you
again.
again. Yeah, the money
Very
man.
nice.
Good to be on the same stage with you. Okay, so we'll welcome you once again to this
Thank you
CIG
so
Sunday
much.
Night Live. I want to ask, the topic we actually chose is grace, from grace to grace. And we'd like you to just help us talk about it in relating to your business, your language business. Okay, so talk about your story from grace to grace. Usually we'll just hear from grass to grace, all right? But this is from grace to grace. So if you could just relate that to your language business to us through your stories, that would be great.
All right. Where do I begin from?
Anyway.
It's a very interesting stuff. What I tell people is this. Sometimes as adults, as you go about your normal activities, you sometimes get caught up in certain things that you did not, you were not expecting. Let me put it that way. Before I joined Longreach, I had a couple of debts. These debts were running into some millions. Okay, and I saw Longreach as an opportunity to be able to service those debts or pay back those debts, and then begin to, live the lives of my dream, And so what I did when I joined Longreach, my vision and my goal and my dream on what I want to achieve in Longreach, because I tell people that if a cockroach is pursuing you and a lion is pursuing you, the way you drive the business is different. The way you run is different. So for me, I had a reason to take the business seriously. Okay?
Yeah.
And so in the course of doing the business, reaching out, holding seminars, making phone calls, doing follow-ups and all that, it came to a point, and I tell people that the highlight of my success story in Longreach actually happened last year. And what I tell people is that this business continues to build up. It's like a ladder. You are climbing a staircase, you are climbing a ladder. And so I remember my first year in Longreach, I told myself, in fact, my first few months, I told myself, look, I need to achieve something, no matter how small, because I'm building a team and they need to see that this business is working. I need to achieve something. Okay, and so the first, incidentally, I happened to have joined the business, and after like a few weeks, a trip to Malaysia came out, and it was 40,000 PVs to qualify for that trip to Malaysia. And I remember back then, I didn't even know what 40,000 PVs meant. I thought it's just, if I'm looking back now, I thought 40,000 PV was just like maybe 5,000 PVs or 3,000 PVs. So for me, I did not even know what 40,000 PV, what it meant. But I just told myself, this trip I'm going to qualify, I want to do it, my business. But I'm going to qualify for this trip. Anyhow it's going to happen, it must happen. And guess what? Back then, the people that were joining my team were not stockists. They were 1, 1, 2, 2, some people joining as customer, some people joining with, then it was like 30,000 naira, to 60 PV. That's what I was doing. But you see all those small PV, 60 PV here, 10 PV here, all those PV gathered up. And at the end of the day, my first 2 months, I was able to qualify for the trip to Malaysia. Looking back now, I'm asking myself, I'm sure the reason why I was able to achieve that because I did not put the PV as a stumbling block ahead of me. I didn't put it because maybe if I was an old member and I'm looking 40,000 PVs, or I felt, but I didn't put that as a stumbling block. I told myself I'm going to qualify for this trip. It's just like this current trip now they brought to Vietnam. I'm on 5 and above is 40,000 PV. But I didn't bother about it. In fact, I didn't even know. Thank God I didn't even know what it meant. I didn't know what it meant. Let me just be getting the people. My own was more on activity. That was really my something. I just told myself, I know that the more people, use the products, the more I get people involved in this business, I know that I'm going to get enough points, PVs or whatever they call it back then to be able to qualify for this trip. And that was just what happened, and then within 2 months, I was able to qualify. And then after that, my first 10 months, I was able to qualify for a car. It was car 5 million. 5 million. That was my first 10 months. Okay, car 5 million, and then that closed that something into 2020, into 2020, it ended. And then 2021 came. And then, honestly, what I tell people, you can't predict. The only thing you can predict is just your mindset and your vision and what you want. Sometimes you can't predict how it's going to happen. That's what I've realized. You cannot predict exactly how it's going to happen. No. Things happen, you don't even know. The only thing you can do is just to make sure that you are involved in the activity. You're always in one form of activity or the other, and then you are carrying your people along. Okay, but exactly how I was going to play, I was not clear. So, for example, there's a trip to Vietnam now, and somebody called me and said, Mr. Bob, this trip to Vietnam, there's 8,000 PVs or something like that. We're trying to do some calculations, as regards the trip, And what I tell people is this. What has really helped me in the course of my longer journey have been promotions. Actually, promos have helped me crazily. The trip to the car qualification for last year, the reason why I was able to do so much is that there was a promo the company brought out that required that I needed to do 1/5 of, the PV requirement to qualify for a car, 1/5. So if, for example, now this 40,000 PVs that is required to qualify for Malaysia, that promo, I needed to do like 8,000 to qualify, and what I later found out was that most people didn't know that the PV requirement was actually 1/5. Okay, and so what happened was to qualify for the car that needed 100,000 PV, I actually needed like 20,000. And I had already accumulated some PVs before. So what was left was very small. So I found myself having, qualifications on several accounts, and then my wife qualified for some. That's what made it up to 50 million. Honestly speaking, I was shocked. Okay, and what I later found out was that as all those PVs were building up, my main account was getting set to qualify for the one of 15 million. That was what happened. Wow. And so up till today, I asked myself, how did you know that you are going to qualify for 15 million? The truth about the matter is, I didn't know exactly how I was going to qualify for 15 million, but I knew that if I focus on the activity and I take advantage of the promos, somehow it was going to happen. And that's what I tell people. Somehow it's going to happen. You all need to continue the activity. You all need to make sure that your people are being carried along. All right. And when the promos come, somehow, I don't know how it happens. If you ask me now, I'll just tell you, I don't know how it happens, but honestly, I was shocked. Somehow you end up qualifying. But let me tell you something. like I shared it with a lot of people, I said, look, one of the things that have helped me beyond the activity, I'll tell you something else, which I shared with you, Coach Marvel. Remember, we had a discussion, I shared this with you.
Yes.
That
yes.
you need to live in the future of what you desire. And then that the future will pull you to the present. You know, I told you that thing.
Yes.
maybe after this Zoom meeting, we will have another conversation. You need to live in the future of what you desire. The future will pull you to the, I don't know how it works, but what I found out is that when you want something so badly, when you want something so much, the universe has no choice than to respond to you. It will find a way. So let's say it's a car, as you are focusing on the activity, as you are doing the work, the people who are required to be connected to you somehow will come, either through your team or they will find you somehow. They will find you somehow. So nowadays, what I do is I tell people, stop worrying. Because what I've realized is that a lot of people worry too much. They worry too much. That's the issue. You worry too much. You're thinking, will I qualify? Will I not qualify? You're afraid. No, you have to see it already happen. It has already happened. You have to live that it has happened. And what happened is that you will start taking the necessary action that you need to take now to be able to qualify for it. That's what I've realized. And that's what I did. It looks like magic, honestly. When I qualified for let me tell you, let me give you a practical example of what I'm saying. So last year, around February, I've not qualified for car of 5 million. I've not qualified for car of 5 million. Now, I looked at myself and my wife. I said, okay, my wife is closer to qualifying for the car of 5 million. All right, so let us focus on her own qualification. And then, was I Alexia, that I was not chairman that said I was going to bring a promo that car qualification was going to be 1/5. I didn't know that. That was not part of the plan. Okay, but it came. And because I wanted to really qualify for the car, and when my wife was saying, oh, let's just focus on your own, I said, don't worry, I'm still going to qualify. I know that my qualification is 15 million. That's what I've always wanted. How it's going to happen is none of my business, but I know it's going to happen. And they now threw in that promo. And what happened was, actually, a lot of team members responded positively to that promo. So there was a kind of ripple effect. There was a ripple effect, that helped us to be able to generate 1/5 of the PV requirement. So what now happened is we found ourselves qualifying on multiple accounts of 555 million. That was what happened. And then, of course, the main account naturally, was going to, get it done. So what I tell people is, stop worrying about, oh, is it going to happen? Oh, in fact, the more you're worrying, you're just delaying yourself. Because what I found out is you need to be in tune. There needs to be alignment. There needs to be an alignment. And once you are not aligned with everybody and everything that wants to bring those things to you, the thing starts running away. That's the truth. You just need to align. You need to align. And aligning means, number one, I am accepting, first of all, that I've qualified for the trip no matter what. That is step one. I don't need to have any obstacle along the way. I need to do things as if I've already qualified. Because if I don't do like that, at the end of the day, you don't get it. Look, my first trip to Malaysia is exactly what I did as well. I needed to see that, no, I have to qualify for this trip because I don't qualify for this trip. How will people know that this business is working? So I'm talking to myself. You have no choice than to qualify. You know you have no choice. So I will answer myself. Yes, I know I have no choice. So we'll be having this mental communication. And I remember my wife was telling me then, my wife used to say, when I'm on the bed, I am doing presentation in my dream. I don't know what she heard me say. Instead of doing presentation in my dream, but I'm just trying to tell you how passionate. When you are so passionate and you align yourself, things happen. In fact, let me tell you nowadays, what I've realized is you can actually choose the figure you want. That's what I've realized. Choose your figure. How much do you want in your bank account in 2022? It's you who decides the figure. I've realized that it is we that give ourselves limitations. It is we that paint picture of, I cannot achieve this, I can't qualify for this, I can't achieve this, my team is not. It's we who put that in our mind. In reality, it doesn't exist. What really exists is what we tell ourselves, and what we tell ourselves determine the kind of actions that we take, and the kind of actions that we take give birth to the results we have. So what happened to me in Longreach, honestly speaking, I thank God, I give God the glory, and I tell people, I said, look, you need to live in the future of what you desire. Stop focusing on, let me even tell you something. Let me tell you something else again. Assuming, let's say you have some debts to pay, for example, stop focusing on future debt. You see, when you focus on future debt, it affects your present. That's the truth. Just know that that thing is going to be paid. It's not your business how it's going to happen. That's none of your business. You only so do whatever you need to do right now. That's what is important. And stop focusing on, no, it's going to be done. Imagine it already done. Imagine it already paid. Okay? Imagine your bank account. In fact, you know, I was discussing with somebody a few days ago. I said, no, what I'm seeing is going to be way more than what I can imagine. So let me up my figure. Let me up my bank balance figure for 2022. You have to live in the future of what you desire. And that's live in the future of what you desire. You'll find out that everything is just rolling, you know, things seem to just be plugging themselves, you know. That's what happens. Wow. So that's it.
Yeah, that's it. You know what that is? That is faith. That is believing what you have not seen, you know, and then putting it into action. So it's actually faith that actually has been working, you know. So all of this grammar you have spoken, it's faith. So you believe in yourself, you can do it, and then, you know, you took the action step. So thank you so much for that. I heard you kept saying, so I carry my team along, I carry them along, I pass the information along to them. And I want to ask, you know, how has team building been for you? Has it been that everybody you just recruited, you know, they've been doing the business? Because you even mentioned that at the time, even when Longreach threw up the promo, everybody, so majority of the people in the team participated, and that was why you were able to, you know, get some of the things done. So how has team building been for you? Has it been challenging? Has it been so fantastic? Please let us know. And if it has been challenging, let us know too.
Let me just put it this way. You know, I told you I had a networking background before I joined Longreach. So I know that not everybody I'm going to talk to is going to say yes. The only thing I know is if I talk to enough people, all right, I'm going to get, you know, some people who are going to say yes and are going to be in the team. And I also know that not everybody who joins the team is going to do well. So I already knew that before I joined Longreach. So if somebody joins my team, and even if the person joins with 60 PV, or he joins with 120 PV, or he joins, you know, with 240 PVs, if the person is not taking action, I see that person more as a customer than as a team member. That's just the truth. You know, I remember back in the days, you know, when I just got started in network marketing, I used to wonder why you will recruit somebody into your team, you will want the best for them, you will put them through a getting started training, you will do everything, and at the end of the day, they will not do anything. And I used to feel bad back in the days when I just got started. What is going on? Why are they not seeing what I am seeing? The issue is they are not seeing what you are seeing. That's just the truth. You see, what I find out is not everybody has the same vision and the same desire like you. Some people just want a little, and no matter what you do, you can't pull them along. So for me, back then, I was looking at it as a challenge. That was before I joined Longreach. But of course, when I joined Longreach, I already had to know that people may not do anything. So I have to focus on those people who are doing something. And if the people who are doing something, they decide to go to sleep and hide themselves inside a duvet, you know, I have to look for more people. In fact, one of the things is to make sure that before they go to sleep, you know, I replace them, because not everybody will follow you to the promised land. That's just the truth. And the moment you are comfortable with that, the moment you are telling yourself that, yes, you know that not everybody will follow you to the promised land, look, the better for you. Because sometimes, it's just like, for example, now, in our business right now, you will realize that a lot of people are sleeping. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people are sleeping. And the truth about the matter is, there's really nothing you can do. Honestly, there's really nothing you can do. If they go to sleep, so what? Yourself and them do not have the same, you don't have the same goal. You don't have the same dreams. Where they slept, that's where they stopped in the business. But you move on. That's what happens. I can't determine, I can't force them to do what they don't want to do. I can only try my best, but I can't force them. I have to leave them where they are. Instead of slowing me down, I have to keep moving. That's just the truth. So what I tell people is, look, at the end of the day, when it comes to building a team, do I look at things as challenging? No. The challenges you face are a part of building the business. Because what I've realized is, when you qualify for anything, you are happy. You are happy. You don't even think about the challenges you faced. You are living in that time like, look, I've achieved this thing, I thank God and all that. You are not thinking about the challenges. The challenges are...
Let me take you on that, sir. Let me take you on that, boss. Sorry to cut you in. Now, you're talking about challenges that you should not even look at them, and that they should be like the stepping stone to what you are achieving. Now, what were some of those challenges you faced? How were you able to cope with them? How did you move on? So that some of us that may be on this call may be going through the similar challenges, so that we know how to get out of them.
Okay, let me, like I said, I don't look at them as challenges. Let me tell you something. So let's say you want to have a meeting, okay? And then you invite people, okay? And then maybe you were expecting that 20 people will show up or 50 people will show up, and then only 10 came. Are you following what I'm saying? Yeah. I cannot determine the number of people that show up. I can't determine that. The only thing I can determine is the number of people I reach out to. So, why somebody will look at it as, oh, some seats are empty, that's not my business. My own is, among these 10 people, there may be one person that will lead me to the, that will bring me the kind of business that I desire. So let me identify who among these 10 people I can work with. That's my mindset. Because you know what I've discovered? There are some meetings where you have a lot of people, turning up. And at the end of the day, you don't get, the meeting does not, it will not yield the required PV in your back office. I hope you know. Many people, many. But at the end of the day, the PV in your back office, it will not mean anything. Meanwhile, there are some other meetings. Only 2 people. Only 2 people. And one of them, came in as a VIP member. You understand what I'm saying? So what I've read, it's for me, it's like something you need to program your mind about. Not everybody is going to get involved in my business. So for me, while I was building my team, why sometimes I don't have the kind of number that I'm looking for, because I was doing a lot of physical, seminars, physical seminars and all that. So when I'm not getting the required number of people, I don't feel sad. No, I don't feel sad. In fact, let me tell you what used to happen. So what used to happen is, if a lot of people don't come and I have a few people turning up, so we change it into something we call a CISO session. A CISO session is whereby, let's say you have like 5 team members, and then you have like 1 or 2 prospects. Okay, so a CISO session, those 5 team members, you guys will now be sharing your story, your experiences, your good experiences in Longreach, so far in the midst of those 5 people. You'll now be sharing stories. Those 5 people will now be interacting. And funny enough, you see, that kind of meeting makes a lot of sense, because the thing you see in the normal meeting where you have a slide is different from when you are sitting down in a round table. I hope you know. So we change the meeting to a single second, so that the meeting becomes more effective and delivers more results than even the larger meeting. What I try to do is, every time there seems to be, in quotes, a challenge, I always try to look for the good thing that can come out of that challenge. That's what I do. Because challenges will come. Let me give you a very interesting story. Do you know, I have some situations whereby somebody will join as a VIP member, but guess what? The person will not even come and collect their product. So,
let me just, if you want me to sign up, let me sign up. I'm just leaving.
You sign up somebody, the person cannot even come and collect their products. Like, ask yourself, how am I going to do this? You understand what I'm saying? You realize that, look, some people may join as VIP, but they are customers. That's just the truth. They said, don't watch what they say, watch what they do. Okay, watch what they do. Somebody may say, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. By the time they join the business, what are they doing? I have to match, what they are doing is what they are doing that will determine the kind of approach I'm going to use. Okay, so I had a lot of that.
Wow.
Some people who call me VIP, at the end of the day, you are not even willing to even collect your product.
Wow.
What is worse than that?
Now, just let me do this, make this man allow me pass.
It's so funny.
Yeah, I understand.
So what I'm saying in essence is that at the end of the day, these challenges are normal. Okay. Nowadays, I always look at how can I use this thing, to build my business even more. Challenges are normal. Without those challenges, the victory will not be sweet. That's the issue. Because you see, when you start achieving all those things, and at the end of the day you have the result, you are happy. Because when you look back at the challenges now, you don't be laughing. Just be like, can you imagine? Look at this one. He joined as this. He did not want to do anything. He thought because he did not do anything, I will not qualify for a car. Or because he did not do anything, I will not qualify for a trip. In waste of time. I can focus on, my own is to focus on how many people have I reached out to for today, for this week. How many people? That's what is more important. But I cannot determine the number of people that are going to take action. It's a different ballgame.
Wow. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, you've done some other networks you said before, and you've seen the Longreach business in the last 3 years. How do you compare, or what can you say about the Longreach business plan?
I just told you that, this question you're asking is a very interesting question, because there are some places you walk like an elephant and eat like an ant. You are working so hard, but the kind of, remuneration you are being given, the kind of reward that you are being given. Do you know, let me give you a very practical example. In Longreach, when we qualify for a trip, if you don't want to go, they will give you the cash. Okay. The company where I was involved before, when you qualify for a trip, and you don't want to go, sometimes they give you the products.
Cash.
You go and sell the products and get in fact
Get your money.
products. Are you getting my point? To walk like an elephant and eat like an ant. The two are not comparable at all. Language is in a completely different, sphere. Just a completely different sphere. Honestly, I must tell you that. Completely different. All right. I won't flatten it now. The retail profits. It's completely different. You can sell your products, you make your money. One of the things that we did when we just got signed in Language was that, you see, and that's why I tell people you need to leverage your system. All of us have a system. That's one of the things. We all have a system. You need to leverage that system. Before we joined Language, we had relationship with certain pharmacies, in Benin, for example. We have relationship with pharmacies. So when we joined Language, we told ourselves, okay, all these pharmacies that we have relationship, we cannot just allow them to go. We need to leverage them. So we went there to find out whether they're already selling Language products. And so one of the things we discovered is that some of them were selling Language products, but they were not registered members of Language. So we told them, you can be making money from being a part of the business. They say, and so we started having relationship with some of these pharmacies, here and there to supply them the products so that they can use them. They can become registered members and they can be tracking their points, their PVs and all that. So people just went to meet them to sell their products without really educating them about the platform. So we got some, team members like that, and they were actually happy that somebody came to educate them about it. So it's not just enough. As members, one of the things I'll tell you that it's not just enough to get people in, but you need to educate them. And some of your people who are already your customers, you need to educate them about the business. I'm not saying all of them will do the business, but do your own part of education. Okay, so of course we are seeing the different options of coming on board Language for those who are, guests in the house. You can start as a VIP member. The VIP is 1.2 million. And one of the things I tell people is anytime you hear VIP, it's for special people. It's not everybody. Yes, it's VIP. That's why it's VIP. It's not for everybody. And what the company is saying is that as a VIP member, you earn 12%. 12% of, all that businesses are happening within your organization. And you're also in a percentage of the total global sales. That's as a VIP member. As a platinum member, which is roughly around 500K, you also earn 12% of whatever is happening within your organization, but you do not earn, the global sales profit. You don't earn the global sales profit. The global sales profit is worldwide profit. You don't earn it. Then as a gold member, which is roughly around 180,000, you earn 10% of whatever is going on within your organization. And all this money are paid every week Thursday. Every week Thursday. We call it Green Thursday. There are sometimes even before you wake up, alert has come. What is better than that? Imagine, that if the night before your dream was funny, and then you woke up and then you saw alert, your dream has changed automatically because now that was a dream. But in reality, in real life, the money you are seeing on your phone, I'll tell you something that happened to me in December. Let me finish with this. So on silver, you have 90,000. So you earn 8% of whatever happens within your organization. And then as Q silver, roughly around 45, you also earn 8%. And then you have the starter combo. I tell people the starter combo, the company has designed it, said, look, let my people go. Let my people go. I don't have at all. Start with 14,000. Start with combo. My wife started this business as a customer. Back then, toothpaste, one toothpaste, that's what she used to start this business. One toothpaste. He started with one toothpaste. Then toothpaste was around 1.6 or thereabout. Started with one toothpaste, but she has qualified for cars and trips and, so much. So what I tell people is not how you start, it's what you do after starting. That is what is important. What are you doing after joining the business? That's what is important. And then what the company is saying, look, this thing, this diagram here, where you have yourself on top and 3 under, very important. When I said this business, that was me on top. And then the second 2 here was me. And then the last one here was my wife. You see, that was why when I was qualifying for car, I qualified for 15, 15, 15. Are you seeing it now? And then my wife qualified for 5, 5, 5. Everything was 50 million. That was what happened. So you see, this diagram is very important. Thank God that my upline, thank God she did not put anybody under me. All those people that are saying my upline should put people under, no, should not put people. You see, if somebody had been here, that means this person would have been the one to chop, part of the 15 million. Maybe at the end of the day, maybe it's only 10 million or 15 million or 20 million that would have come. No, you see, yourself, then you have yourself, at the bottom. Very, very, very important. It's very important to, if you are a guest, you are just listening to us, you must make sure that when you come in, your family members must be on board the system. And of course, as you can see, no time frame, no pressure. Work at your own pace, okay? You set a goal. When I joined this business, I told myself I need to move fast because I realized that being slow does not pay, all right? So my first week, I was Diamond 1. Second week, Diamond 2. Third week, Diamond 3. By my 4th week, 7th week, I was Diamond 4. And all this while, when people joining with 660 PVO was not big money. I would believe in the power of numbers. Small, we go to move. Let's move, okay? The power of number, that was what's more important to me. So that's it. That's it.
Wow. Thank you so much, sir. First week, Diamond 1. Second week, Diamond. And in the 7th week, you are in Diamond 4. That's really, really encouraging. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Now, the way you are talking now, these small people talking about products and all that, and we can see long reach written all over you. What are I will give you 3 major products you like, and why are they your favorite products? And if you have testimonies on them, you can say.
Wow.
Only 3. I know it's very hard to pick 3.
No, I can pick it. Don't worry. I have some key ones.
Because there are several ones that will be of
There are several
favorites.
ones, but I have some key ones. The first one I'll talk about is the toothpaste. My gum. In fact, let me tell you, my situation was very funny because when I know I've lost my teeth is when I'm eating and I'm chewing something hard. I've lost like around 3 or 4 like that. I'm eating. What's this hard thing? I've not had it in teeth that are broken. But since I started using the Longreach toothpaste, I've not had that problem. Honestly speaking, I thank God for the Longreach toothpaste. It has really been an amazing product, absolutely awesome. The toothpaste is a very favorite product for me personally, because before I used to have a lot of, if I'm trying to eat certain foods, it's difficult, for me to eat certain foods. Okay, but because of the Longreach toothpaste, my teeth very, very, very good now. And then the second product, the berry oil. When I joined Longreach, I was looking for a product that could handle malaria. So I read the green tea. I took the green tea, and it's not as if I did not have a result in it. It's just that the green tea was, the berry oil was very important to me. And I heard it protects the heart, kidney, and liver, help to boost immunity and all that, anti-aging and all that. But there's nothing about malaria in this berry oil. But let me tell you what happened. I discovered that when I take the berry oil, and malaria is something I've had since I was in secondary school. Every 2 to 3 weeks, I must have malaria. In fact, whenever I see mosquito moving around, I know that malaria is coming, so I prepare ahead. I buy malaria medicine, different combination, because only one cannot work. So I have to mix it. And even after mixing it, the malaria
your house became a chemist. Your house became a chemist.
I remember my wife used to tell me, say, this my husband, you're always carrying so many drugs in different. I said, look, you won't understand. You don't, every 2 to 3 weeks, guess what? Wow. That problem was solved. Something that had been disturbing me for more than 30 years. Okay? More than 30 years. That problem was solved with longish berry oil. So I now discovered, watch, very important. When I take the berry oil on its own, for those that are listening to me, you need to go and try it out. When I take the berry oil on its own, it helps me generally. But I discovered that when I take the berry oil with vitamin C, no malaria. So I'm now malaria proof. So now, if mosquitoes bite me, I'll just be laughing at them because if my blood has the antidote. My blood has the antidote. So I must tell you, for me, I have a personal attachment with berry oil. That's why when they increase the price of berry oil, it's none of my business. Because me and this product have a personal relationship. We are married. That's my second wife, berry oil. I'm married, I'm in a special relationship. Because this thing, for the first time in my life, by the grace of God, for the first time in my life, I'm not having malaria. In fact, as a matter of fact, the first time I had this experience, women, they see their monthly flow, every month, except maybe they are above 50 or they've had menopause and all that. I look forward to my malaria. That when the malaria does not come, it means there's a problem. It was that bad. If I don't see malaria in 2 to 3 weeks, I start wondering what is. As a matter of fact, when I started mixing the berry oil with vitamin C, the first time I didn't have malaria in 3 weeks, 1 month passed. I went to meet a doctor. I said, something is wrong with me. How come I don't have malaria? I went to meet the doctor. The doctor now asked me, said, what are you taking? I said, well, it's one longish berry oil. He said, what does it contain? He said, well, it has something to do with the liver. He said, that is it. He said, yes. He said, you see, when mosquito bites you, where the attack is your liver, okay, that plasmodium, it attacks your liver. So this berry oil is going there to boost the immunity in the liver. And then when you now add the vitamin C, that gives it a coating, so that's the reason why you are not having malaria. See now. So me and the berry oil, we are married together. We have done wedding, we have paid bride price, everything is done now. It's always with me, 247. So you can see my relationship with berry oil is
one more. One more now.
The last one. In fact, what I tell people is, the longish coffee. No, it cannot be the last one. Coffee mixed with gingerine. And gingerine solid protein drink. The gingerine and solid protein drink, that combo is something else. It's something else. Let me tell you what it does. What I find out is every morning when I take it, the coffee mixed with longish gingerine, the protein drink, when I take it, early in the morning, I don't eat. If I don't take morning food, I'll take morning food. Maybe sometime in the afternoon. So it keeps you strong and healthy, for several hours. You are not hungry. It's a hunger depressant. Let me put it that way. It depresses your hunger, and then it keeps me strong. So I can go about and do whatever I want to do. So those two, every morning I take the longish coffee with gingerine, my berry oil with vitamin C. Sacrosanct. You see these products? I don't miss them every day.
But the way you guys are saying this thing, I know, like Bishop now, his middle name is Coffee. And when we had Ivory Olu she told me about this coffee and this protein drink.
Yes.
And I tried to, not that I tried, I actually forgot. Now that you have reminded me,
Go and
I
check
think
it.
from,
Don't miss it.
no, I have. See, I have them. I will start loading myself. Please, if I'm getting younger, my bosses have reminded me. Thanks so much, boss, for coming. Thanks so much, Coach Mabel.
That is it. Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Bob. It's good listening to you and learning as well. Okay, so sitting down here, we just hear you talk about the stories, how you've made so much money, and how you've actually built a team of people that also make it, earning from the system, especially when they put it at work. Okay, and some people are sitting here, that is on this call. They're also, wondering, is this really true? But they are struggling. They are kind of stuck. And then there are other people who are new on this call too that would like to also know, your advice to them. Is this something you think they should, try with one foot, or should they just, what do you advise them to do? For people that are struggling and for people that are stuck.
Don't try it with one foot or jump in with, you see, this business, you can't do it like chicken. You know the way chicken does when it wants to, you first put one, test and all that. If you do it like chicken, you will fall down. You don't need to fall. All right? You need to put the two legs and start moving. And let me tell you something very interesting. You see, the way you drive the business, the way you start the business is important. I must tell you the truth. Because what I've realized is that anything you want to do in this life, if you don't focus and take action on it, the thing will not grow. It's just like a farm. For those of us that have, farms, if you do not, plant the seed, and funny enough, when you plant the seed, it's not everything that will grow. Some will die. Yeah. It's not the funny thing. The law of nature applies in this our language business. All right? What I'll tell you is this. This business can be, in fact, something that every day when you are dreaming, you are thanking God, you are awake, you are thanking God. The opportunities here are amazing. That's just the truth. I want to encourage everyone listening to me. Do not, if you are a registered member of Longreach, don't give up. Yes, like I said, challenges come, okay? There are always challenges. Life is filled up with challenges. But the people who win are those who keep moving despite the challenge. That's just the truth. Challenges must come. Challenges must come. Challenges are a part of every business, but don't give up. If you are a new member or you are a prospect, you are asking yourself, is this business, worth it? I can assure you it's more than worth it. Business has transformed, it has helped me in ways I never dreamt of. All right? And I believe it can also help you as well. There are so many people on this platform whose lives have been transformed due to this business. And I believe it can transform yours as well. And one of the things I tell people is, in doing this business, it's not just about the money. Honestly, it's not about the money alone. The kind of people that you meet, that you connect to, there are people that ordinarily you would never have met if not for Longreach. That's just the truth. If not for Longreach, you not have met them. So, and for me, I tell people that relationship comes before business. The quality of your relationships are very important. It comes before business. Business and money is secondary. And the relationship, very important. And that's one of the things you are going to benefit immensely from this business. So I can assure you, if you are a guest in the house, I want you to dive in. Don't dive in with one leg like chicken. No, you have to balance. I'm telling you, if you don't know anything, ask questions. There are people who can help you. There are leaders here who can help you, answer any of the questions you want to. There are people who are ready to work with you. All right? So don't say, oh, no, maybe this business can change your life completely, as it has done mine as well.
Wow. Thank you so much, boss. Thank you so much. We can't just thank you enough for doing this. I know usually we have overshot our time, but people here know that you have gotten a lot of great values tonight. It's not when we see people like you, we can't just allow you to go in 15 minutes, in 40 minutes. No, we take the whole of, we can see from you. Thank you so much for doing this. And you talk about relationship. And for even opening your door to us, it was quite a kind of, from the relationship you've had with the CIG members. And it has actually shown over the period of years. Now, someone is on this call, and I'm going to call him. When we brought him on, we used the connecting power. That was what we used for his topic when he came up with his wife. And I'm referring to Ambassador Edmond Omadudu, Eddie Sachs. Please, if you are close to your phone, you are close to your device, we'd just like you to come up, say a few things about this, your personal person, and about this night. We would love you to come up. Go ahead.
Greetings to everyone, and I appreciate you, my brother.
You're welcome, sir.
Good to see you again. And my sister on the call tonight, I didn't know that she's a very good anchor. I'm talking of Mrs. Esidje. She's doing so well. I throw away greetings.
Thank you, boss.
Good to see you, man. Then the money man himself, the man that knows how to talk about the money issues. Mr. Bob Esidje, thank you. Thank you. All right. It's so good to have listened to Mr. Bob, and all that he has said is fantastic. But the truth is that there's just one thing I want to say here. Just like heavenly race is a personal duty, that my father is a bishop is not a guarantee that I must enter heaven. The same thing is applicable to financial lifestyle. Your dreams are different from another person's dream. So for somebody to say, okay, I am in this business, and okay, it's not working for me, it's difficult, and you begin to see the challenges, it means that, or it shows that your dreams are too small. They are still very small. A man who is hungry does not look at the weather, whether rain is going to fall or sun is going to shine. That's the truth. So irrespective of what we go through in our businesses, I was talking with somebody not quite long this evening, and I told the person, I said, every phase of business on earth has a challenge. If you like, go and plant ugu, go and do catfish business, go and plant corn. Any business has a challenge. Every business on earth has a challenge. The biggest that we are celebrating today, they have their challenges. The Micadenugas we are celebrating, in fact, if some of them tell you their challenges, you will not want to be like them.
That's true. That's
So
true.
we need to stay focused on that thing that is pursuing us. A man that is looking for 500 naira today will be telling you, oh, if I can just get 500 naira. That's his pain. That's his level of thinking. That's what is pursuing him. Another person is looking for 1,000 naira. Another person has what is pursuing him, and all he needs is 10,000. Another man is looking for 1 million. Another person is looking for 1 billion. And somebody else somewhere is looking for 100 billion. It all depends on what is pursuing you. That's why you see some people, they are in the house, they just see cockroach just fall from the ceiling or walk gecko. Hey, Jesus! Probably that is their problem. But there are other people, he's lying on a hippopotamus that is pursuing them.
Now village people.
So what am I saying in essence? Let us not give up on what we are pursuing. Everybody has a vision board. You know that you are tired of where you are. You have been staying in a compound for 17 years. You are tired. You've been asking God, how can I leave this place? You have been in all kinds of mess. You are currently in a challenge. Maybe you are in debt of so many amount of money. Police is chasing you. People are disturbing your life. These are the challenges. So why will you give up now? When you know that there is something ahead of you and there is something on ground that God has committed to your hands. And the Bible said, whatever a man findeth to do, he should do it well, because there is no work in the grave. So this is it's like you are between the Red Sea and the devil. You know, will you go ahead to cross the sea, or you will stay back and allow the devil to hit you?
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
So this is my encouragement tonight. This is just my encouragement tonight. Everyone just need to keep up and be strong in whatever you go through. And definitely the sky will just be the stepping stone. You will succeed. No matter what. I was telling somebody, I said, just to conclude this section, I told somebody, I said, life is governed by times and seasons. It's governed by times and seasons. So for the fact that something is low now, your business is low, or you're having a challenge, it's a season, it's just a phase. It's not going to be permanent. So just stay strong and you'll be victorious. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bill. Thank you so much. Before I call on the 3SD, I'll have she wants to say something. Mrs. Obi Okurafo. Do we have you here?
Good morning, ma'am. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm Obi Okurafo, Coal City State, holding it strong here. Thank you so much, Mr. Moneyman. I just love your flow. Indeed, I love your flow, and I packed so much nuggets from you. And you're making this thing look so easy, laughing all the way, and I'm passing the previous to your name. Thank you so much, and thank you also, Mr. the Ambassador. I really appreciate you all. My dear sister, that is Mrs. Sajere. She knows she's my wife, my sister. Thank you so much. And to you, Simply Satan, you're simply marvelous. God bless us all.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. We'll call on 3SD, Maiduro, to come give us his closing remark.
Wow. Sometimes I get so carried away with the fire in the speech. Bob, we are grateful for your presence. You are really loaded. I think you need 2 hours, not 1 hour.
Thank you so much, sir.
That is fire. I can see the fire in you where there is no challenge. You know, that is just what this business is all about. When I tell people, when we started this business, we didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know where we were going. We had nobody to direct us, but we took all the risk in this world. Even after using my landlord's money to start business, after making sales that I was supposed to use in paying landlord, I was duped again on the highway when we were coming back from sales. And I never even remembered all those things. I still moved on. Got the bonuses that came, was able to pay the rent. I didn't even bother about the sales anymore. You know, and when I wanted to go for a bigger apartment, they paid for rent, and the money till today we didn't see the lawyer that collected money. And we didn't really bother about all those things. Another money came. So these were some of the things that were driving us. You know, we took it as business, not just as a showbiz. Because Teko Benson said something last week. He said, people who took it as showbiz fizzle out. Those who took it as business, they remain, because it is the business that drives the showbiz. If you take away the business and do the showbiz, it cannot be forever. You know, so that is what I want to say. So everybody that have come in here today, you see, many of you are choosing. They say only 3% of the people make the world go round, while the remaining 97% follow them. It is from this business I've come to realize that indeed Jesus was very, very prophetic in his statement. He said, the poor will always be there. The poor will always be there. when they brought a alabaster jar of fine perfume to wash his leg, Judas said, no, 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 no. Let's go and sell it and give to the poor. He said, which poor? The poor will always be there. And it is happening today. People you call, come, let's make money. They give you excuse. These same people come back to beg you for money.
Exactly, sir. Exactly.
So you begin to ask yourself, are these people? I could recall somebody my wife used to help all the time. And I told her, why are you bothering yourself? These people, they are not ready. Let them do this business we are doing. We are not specially made for Longreach. And one day my wife now called the man and said, look, why don't you tell your wife to join you in this business? The man said, no, my wife cannot do this kind of business. It's too downgrading. Somebody you are giving money to help, rent, transport, feeding, foodstuff, is not telling you that the wife cannot do this kind of business. Since then, she stopped giving the man money. I said, you cannot see for yourself that people you are helping, they are calling you a fool. And this is prophetic from the Bible. The poor will always be there. It's a buffet. Nobody is going to take for you. Go there, serve yourself as much as you want to take, then move. That is what Longreach. I don't know of any other network marketing platform. When I see people struggle with the Longreach platform, it bleeds my heart because I have passed through the waters. I know where the stones are placed. And we call people, follow here, follow here. They are not following. Then what else can one do? I went to the UK to pick up a master's degree. It cost me over 30 million naira to pick up that degree. All from this Longreach platform. 100%. I was doing this. I was also sponsoring students in and outside Nigeria from the same Longreach platform. What are we talking about? What are we looking for? The business is still there. It is only you that stopped, you that slowed down. The business has not slowed down for one day. Somebody was talking about challenge. Now I think it was Ambassador Desart. Every business must pass through the crisis time. Every business. When COVID came, no company was out of it. No company was immune. Everybody went through it, and some of them are still grinding. Thank God for this company. Even though China is on lockdown, they have never said for one day, we cannot afford to pay bonus in Nigeria. That is a big one. That is a plus. You know, I was talking on Instagram yesterday. How did we get ourselves into just being a consumer? If you are a perpetual consumer, you can never be rich in your life. You can take that to the bank and cash it. If you are a perpetual consumer, you can never, ever be rich in your life because money will be flowing away from you all the time. Nothing flows back to you. But this platform ensures that you stand as you give, something is flowing back towards you, which means you are guaranteed of financial freedom, if not now, in the nearest future. Bob, I want to say thank you for revigorating the aspiration, the determination of the people. Where I remember that meeting in Benin, we were actually going to Saple. Benin was not the target, it was actually Saple. We went to open a stockies with Bishop. You know, so Benin was just an attraction. So, okay, let me just touch down in Benin. The ticket, that ticket I was to fly was a loss to date because I was to fly Lagos, Benin. I went to write the ticket Benin, Lagos. So I have to buy another ticket from the airport there to fly immediately times 2 of the price, including Bishop. But, you know, so, and that brought you out. You see, whenever I hear you say that meeting was the meeting that brought you into the business, I could say you can just see why that I have to buy that ticket again. After making mistake, I have to buy it again and ensure that I go to that Benin city. So thank you so much for your time. I heard the story of the berry oil and malaria. I was having that also before, but this is the power of the berry oil.
Yes,
it helps to clean the liver of fats. And once there is no liver fat there, the plasmodium cannot, live and hide there where you think that it has gone. It will not come back again. So that is what helps us. The berry oil helps to clean the liver from liver fat so that the plasmodium that is hiding there, the parasite, cannot, incubate and come back again. So thank you very much for that wonderful explanation and all that. We hope to see you more often again. God bless you.
God bless you, sir.
Thank you so much, boss. And once again, FSD, Esidje,
thank you.
Okay, Bob, I want to thank you again for honoring our invitation. The Lord will honor you and your business will continue to grow. Please say us well to your family and your well, how will I put your wife now? Because she's scattered ground well. Regards to her. Coach Marvel.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Bob. God bless you.
Thank you.
We appreciate your time with us and we hope to see more of you. God bless you. Thank you for your wonderful allowing you to be here this night. And thank you for also making an appointment with us. We are so grateful. And we thank you for the knowledge that you have impacted. You're one person that likes giving out all of the knowledge that you have, irrespective whether from your team or not. I've been under his tutelage. I've learned from him. I follow him back to back on Facebook, some of his trainings. So I've learned so much from him. I've worked with him a couple of times. So I am so grateful to also share a platform with you. So thank you so much for honoring our invitation. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone. Join us on Wednesday for product expose. Last week, the berry oil was dissected very well. So, and Coach Marvel has been doing justice to that every Wednesday. Thank you. Now, join us again next week.
Thank you.